Hi students, welcome to your first e-school lesson. Just pretend that we're in the classroom like we always are, and I'm going to be giving you all of the information you need through these videos, okay? Here's the plan. Every Monday, I'm going to present all of the information that you need for the whole week. Everything will be due by Friday, okay? Again, Monday I'm going to assign everything. It's due by Friday, okay? That way you can share the computer or device you have with siblings if you need to, or work these responsibilities around your schedule. So today I'm gonna post everything that you need to do this entire week, and then you will have it all submitted by Friday. Okay, again, I'm going to post everything you need here, but most of the assignments are going to be linked to Google Classroom so that you have an easy way to submit them. So today I'm going to introduce all the assignments that are going to be on Google Classroom. I'll give you the notes and instructions that you're going to need. But if you still have questions, every day I'm going to have what's called office hours. And this is something you'll see again in college. And it's a time when your teacher is available for you to drop in if you have questions. Okay, so my office hours are going to be on a video chat. It's called Zoom. And every day I'll post the link that you need to get into the chat right above here. Okay, you'll be able to see any other students who have checked in for office hours as well, and we can chat about what we're doing in class and any questions or clarification that you might need. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is take a look at these overview slides. Okay, these are going to show you exactly what we're going to accomplish in fourth quarter, what kind of activities we're going to do, what the final project's going to look like, and what you can expect to learn and what skills you can expect to build. So first, find the slideshow that looks like this. It's called Overview Slides and it's listed right over here. Okay, so find that, click through those slides just so that you know where we're headed. Then come back to the video and we'll keep going. The next thing that you're going to need to access are the point of view notes. Okay, the point of view notes. It looks like this and it's on Google Classroom. Okay, so there's a link to Google Classroom over here so that you can find the notes. Okay, so pull up the note sheet that looks like this. While I'm giving you the notes, you are going to type them into this note sheet so that you have a copy to use. All right. The notes that I'm going to give you, I will also link over here in case you miss anything or if you want to access it later and just go through the slides. I'll post it right here as well. So right now, go to Google Classroom and find this note sheet. All right, now that you have the note sheet pulled up from Google Classroom, I want you to have this video and the note sheet pulled up at the same time. So while I show you notes, you will be able to type them into your note sheet. Okay, so spend a minute trying to make sure that you can do that. Okay, and then the first slide on these notes says point of view and perspectives. And so point of view refers to who is telling the story, and perspectives is how are they telling the story. So we're gonna look a little bit deeper. So first what I want you to do is watch the trailer for Finding Nemo that is linked in this first slide because it will make you familiar with the names of the characters that we're going to be talking about in these notes. So start with that, then come back to the video. And slide 2 shows us that there's an arrow, okay? And this arrow exists on your note sheet as well. And so you want to just move the arrow in your note sheet to point at the characters whose thoughts we know, okay? And we'll come back to that in a few minutes. So the first point of view is first person, okay? In first person, the story is being told by the main character. So the pronouns that we're going to see a lot of are I, we, me, my, and us. In first person, we know the thoughts of the person that is telling the story. We don't know the thoughts of any other character. Okay, this is used in stories for the character to write about themselves, or this is used for you to pretend that you are the main character. Some examples of this would be the Smile book or autobiographies where they're talking about themselves. Okay, then we have an example here given by Dory, and she says, "Hi, I'm Dory. I like to swim by the reef. I have a friend named Dory." No, wait, I'm Dory. I have a friend named Marlin. The second point of view, actually, let's go back to the first. In this first point of view, then, what I want you to do on your note sheet is fill in all of the information in the top part of the box. Okay, the pronouns, who we know the thoughts of, how it's used, and the example. Okay, that's what you are going to fill in on your note sheet. So pause the video until you have all of those typed in, and then move on. Okay, the second point of view is third person limited. In third person limited, we are limited to the thoughts of one character, typically the main character. So in this slide, you'll see that the arrow is pointing towards Marlin. So in your note sheet, you want to move that arrow to point towards Marlin. In third person limited, the pronouns that we'll see in the story are he, she, they, their, it, her, hers, him, his, its, them, and then the names of different characters. Okay, again, we know the thoughts of one character tends to be the main character, which is called the protagonist. This is used in a lot of different modern fiction. This is a very popular way of writing novels. Some examples would be Harry Potter, where we just have the thoughts of the main character, the protagonist, Harry Potter. Or, for example, The Hunger Games, where we just have the thoughts of Katniss. The example next to the characters down there says, Marlin looked at his new friend Dory and thought how funny and weird she was. Dory swam over to Crush and introduced herself for the third time today. You'll notice that we still get information about other characters, but we only have the thoughts of the main character. So again, fill in your note sheet and then move on. The next point of view is third person objective. Okay, in class, we've talked a little bit about the difference between objective and subjective. Subjective means that it's open to interpretation. It's kind of based on your opinion. It could be viewed in multiple different ways, right? Objective means that it is fact-based. It is kind of like an object, okay? There's no way to see it differently than it is. So in objective, we don't know the thoughts of anyone, okay? We only have observations. Okay, so observations, objective. We can only see what you could see with your eyes. We don't have any thoughts of the characters. Some of the places where this is used are the news. It's also used in nonfiction writing, so also the news is nonfiction. And those are the examples that we have of where we've seen this as well. The pronouns in third person objective are the same as third person limited. Okay, in all of the third person point of view, all of the pronouns will be the same. You'll notice that there's also not an arrow pointed at anybody for third person objective because we don't know the thoughts of anyone. Okay, the last point of view we're going to look at is third person omniscient. Okay, third person omniscient. Again, the pronouns are the same. So in that box, you can even write same pronouns. In third person omniscient, we know the thoughts of every single character. Okay, so all of the main characters, we can read their thoughts. So in third person omniscient, you're going to put the arrows pointing at all three characters. This is a much older way of writing, it was more popular in older writing. But some examples would be like comics, where you know the thoughts of every single character. Wonder is kind of a version of this because each character writes their own chapter. So our example for this one says, Dory smiled at Marlin as she swam over to Crush. I bet she introduces herself again, he thought. I just love swimming, Crush thought. So you'll notice we get the thoughts of more than one character in that example. Okay, so that's how you know it's omniscient. Omniscient is also a word that is sometimes used to describe like psychics, for example, or people who can see the future. And it's because they are all knowing, kind of like if you can read everyone's thoughts in a story. All right. I also realized that I forgot to read the example for third person objective. So let's go back to that. And it says, Marlin is a small clownfish with a son named Nemo. Nemo was missing. Marlin went looking for him, and with the help of Dory and Crush. So we just have observations of their actions. We don't have anybody's thoughts, okay? So what I want you to do is make sure that you have all these notes typed up. When you do, hit submit on your Google Doc so that you can turn it in for points. That being said, you are going to hang on to this as well because you are going to use it as a study guide, okay? What's going to happen is that the next thing we want you to do after you're done looking at these notes, after you're done reviewing this video so that you understand the different point of view and perspectives, is you are going to take this quiz, okay? The quiz will start with a video from The Lion King, because those are the characters we're going to use for the quiz. And you're going to be given 4 examples. One of each of them will be one of each of the point of view. None of them have 2 examples, if that makes sense. Okay, so that you'll use third person omniscient, third person objective, third person limited, and first person each one time in the quiz. And it's multiple choice, so you'll just read the example and choose the correct answer. You can use your notes, okay? So use those to help you. And then when you're done with the quiz, you can just go ahead and submit that as well. All right, when you have finished learning about point of view and perspective, you want to try to hold that information in your mind for as long as possible, because we are going to come back to it after each of the suspense stories that we read this unit. However, the first thing that we're going to talk about this week is, what is suspense? Okay, what is suspense? So first we're going to take a look at our definition right here. All right, so suspense is the feeling of being excited or anxious or nervous about what's going to happen or what you think is going to happen. So a good way to think of this is the feeling you have when you are climbing up on a roller coaster. What makes you feel like something intense is going to happen? Okay, so when you watch an episode or read a story or watch a movie that is suspenseful, it means that you're starting to feel like something's going to happen and you're not sure what it is and you're getting kind of anxious. So the first thing we're going to look at is what causes us to feel that way. Okay, so the first thing that we want you to do is you are going to watch this episode of The Twilight Zone, which is a show from the 1950s that has suspense episodes. So the show is in black and white. And this is all of them are about 25 or 30-minute episodes. If you have Amazon Prime, they're all up on there for free. Okay, but this link will take you to our first suspense episode. So what I want you to do is watch this episode. Okay, it's a little less than a half hour, I believe. And then you are going to think while you're watching, okay, what is making this suspenseful? Okay, what is making me feel like something bad or something weird is going to happen? And so be thinking about that while you're watching it. When you're done with the episode, go over to our Flipgrid and answer this question, okay? What made the episode suspenseful? And there will be sentence frames for you. You can record your video response and send it to me to take a look at. Just as a reminder, you won't be able to see that you've submitted it right away, okay? I have to moderate it first. So if you're like, I think I sent it, but I don't see it anywhere, that's just fine, okay? So you're gonna post your response up to Flipgrid. All right, so that completes our first week of assignments. So as a review, since we're not doing planner checks every day, you need to first look at the unit overview, then use the point of view slides to complete the point of view note sheet. And I went through the slides with you in this video. Third, you're going to take the point of view quiz. Fourth, you're going to watch the Twilight Zone episode. And fifth, you're going to respond to the episode on Flipgrid. So if you've done all of those things, you are done for the week. If you have any questions about any of those things, please again come to the office hours and I'll post it every day, what time I will be sitting in the office hours and the code that you need to access our video. Email me with any questions as well, or again, get on Google Hangouts. I've been using it a lot with students and it's a really quick way to interact. And I hope to see you guys soon. Enjoy. Bye-bye.